Did you catch the women's 200m final in Paris? Shericka Jackson just set the track on fire with a record-breaking 21.34 seconds, leaving the competition in the dust and making Olympic history. Her performance was so incredible that it left everyone in the stadium and watching at home speechless. Can you believe how she managed to pull off such an extraordinary feat?
Turn to be the queen of sprinting, 21.46.
The women's 200m race at the Paris 2024 Olympics was one of the most anticipated events of the Games. Held at the iconic Stade de France, this race brought together some of the fastest women on the planet, all vying for Olympic glory. The atmosphere was electric as the crowd waited in suspense to witness a showdown that promised to be nothing short of historic. The track was set, the athletes were ready, and the world watched with bated breath. Among the top contenders, two names stood out: Shericka Jackson from Jamaica and Gabrielle Thomas from the USA. Shericka Jackson, who had recently clocked an incredible 21.41 seconds at the Budapest 2023 World Athletics Championships, was the favorite on paper. Known for her explosive speed and razor-sharp focus, Jackson opted out of the 100m to concentrate entirely on the 200m, a decision that had the athletics world buzzing. Gabrielle Thomas, on the other hand, came into the race with a personal best of 21.60 seconds, making her the fourth fastest woman in history over this distance. Thomas's impressive performance in the Tokyo Olympics, where she bagged a bronze and a silver, had already cemented her reputation as a formidable competitor. The expectations and predictions were clear. This race was going to be a fierce battle between Jackson and Thomas. Pundits and fans alike speculated that Jackson's recent decision to focus solely on the 200m could give her the edge. Her training regime, her consistency, and her previous times all pointed towards a potential gold. However, Thomas's relentless drive and her determination to turn her previous medals into gold added an element of unpredictability to the mix. Both athletes had shown they could deliver under pressure, and the stage was set for a thrilling race. As the athletes took their positions in the starting blocks, the tension in the air was palpable. The starting gun fired, and they burst out of the blocks with incredible speed. From the very beginning, Shericka Jackson and Gabrielle Thomas established themselves at the front of the pack, their powerful strides eating up the track. Jackson's start was particularly strong, her years of training evident in every step as she smoothly accelerated into the curve. Midway through the race, Jackson maintained a slight lead, her form impeccable as she powered through the turn. Thomas was right on her heels, her focus unwavering as she kept pace with the Jamaican sprinter. It was a close contest, with neither athlete giving an inch. As they came out of the turn and entered the final straight, the energy in the stadium reached a fever pitch. This was the moment everyone had been waiting for. In the final meters of the race, Jackson's training and focus paid off. She managed to pull ahead just enough to secure her lead. Her powerful strides seemed to grow even stronger as she approached the finish line, while Thomas, despite her best efforts, couldn't quite close the gap. Jackson crossed the finish line first, her time flashing on the board: 21.34 seconds. It was a new personal best and one of the fastest times in history. Gabrielle Thomas finished a close second, her performance equally impressive. Her strategy of maintaining a steady pace and pushing hard in the final stretch nearly paid off. But Jackson's exceptional run was just too much to overcome. The race also saw standout performances from other competitors, like Dina Asher-Smith and Marie-Josée Talou, who both finished strong and added to the overall excitement of the event. Shericka Jackson's winning time in the women's 200m at the Paris 2024 Olympics was an astounding 21.34 seconds. This time not only set a new personal best for Jackson, but also marked one of the fastest times ever recorded in the history of the event. The significance of this achievement can't be overstated. It's rare to witness such a remarkable performance, especially under the immense pressure of the Olympic Games. Jackson's run was a masterclass in speed, technique, and composure, setting a new standard for future competitors. This race wasn't just about the winning time, it was about the records and milestones that were shattered along the way. Jackson's time of 21.34 seconds put her in the elite company of the fastest women ever to run the 200M. She now stands alongside legends like Florence Griffith Joyner, whose world record of 21.34 seconds still stands, and Elaine Thompson-Herah, who also delivered incredible performances in recent years. Jackson's achievement also highlighted the intense competition and high level of performance present in women's sprinting today. When we compare this race to past Olympic 200M events, its uniqueness becomes even more apparent. The women's 200M has seen its fair share of historic moments, from Griffith Joyner's record-setting run in Seoul 1988 to Thompson-Herah's dominance in Tokyo 2020. However, Jackson's race in Paris stands out for its sheer speed and the context in which it was achieved. Competing against some of the fastest women in history, Jackson's performance underlined the evolution of the sport and the ever-increasing standards athletes strive to meet. The immediate reactions after the race were a mix of joy, relief, and pure emotion. Shericka Jackson, crossing the finish line first, couldn't contain her excitement. She raised her arms in triumph, a broad smile spreading across her face as she realized the enormity of her achievement. In interviews, Jackson's gratitude and humility shone through. "I've worked so hard for this moment," she said, tears of joy glistening in her eyes. "To come here and run my best race ever, it's just unbelievable. I want to thank everyone who supported me, especially my family and coaches." Gabrielle Thomas, who finished second, was equally gracious in her post-race comments. "I'm really happy with my performance," Thomas said. "Shericka ran an amazing race, and it was an honor to compete with her. This motivates me to keep pushing and improving." Thomas's determination and sportsmanship were evident, and she expressed her intent to come back even stronger in future competitions. The impact of this race on the athletes' careers is profound. For Shericka Jackson, this victory cements her status as one of the greatest sprinters of her generation. Winning an Olympic gold medal is a career-defining moment, and doing so with a personal best time adds an extra layer of accomplishment. Jackson's performance will undoubtedly inspire a new generation of athletes in Jamaica and around the world, showcasing the heights that dedication and hard work can achieve. For Gabrielle Thomas, the race is a testament to her consistency and excellence. While she didn't take home the gold, her performance reinforced her position as one of the top sprinters globally. This experience will likely fuel her drive to continue competing at the highest levels, and her sportsmanship and resilience will serve as an example to aspiring athletes. The historic women's 200M race at the Paris 2024 Olympics has significant implications for the sport of track and field. This race demonstrated the incredible levels of athleticism and competition currently present in women's sprinting. Shericka Jackson's remarkable performance set a new benchmark for the event, proving that the boundaries of human speed can always be pushed further. It also highlighted the importance of dedication and strategic focus, as Jackson's decision to concentrate solely on the 200M paid off spectacularly. This race will undoubtedly be a reference point for future sprinters and coaches aiming to achieve excellence. Looking ahead, Jackson's achievement is likely to inspire a new generation of athletes. Young sprinters around the world will see her as a role model, someone who achieved greatness through hard work, perseverance, and smart decision-making. This could lead to an increase in participation and interest in the 200M event, as aspiring athletes seek to emulate her success. Additionally, the level of competition in future races may intensify as athletes push themselves to match or surpass Jackson's time. We can expect to see more focus on training techniques and performance optimization as competitors aim to break new ground in the sport. In the context of the Olympic Games, this race was a momentous occasion. The Olympics have always been a stage where history is made, and this event was no exception. Jackson's victory added a new chapter to the storied history of the Games, reminding us of the timeless appeal of Olympic competition. Her win also emphasized the global nature of the Olympics, bringing pride not just to Jamaica, but to track and field enthusiasts worldwide. The historic nature of her performance will be remembered as one of the highlights of the Paris 2024 Olympics, reinforcing the idea that the Games are a place where extraordinary achievements happen. So, what are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments below.